That was a heck of a football game, hard-fought game on both sides. Tennessee played their hearts out. They came out in the first half and gave us a lot of issues defensively. Some good things they did. They game planned us extremely well, in my opinion. They got the ball in the perimeter. We did not tackle very well in the first half. We really settled down in the red zone. We made stops in the red zone. When you play a good red zone defense, it's going to give you a chance to win ball games. We made some really good adjustments offensively in the second half. A 9-minute scoring drive, a 6-minute scoring drive. We ran the ball extremely well in the second half against a front that's very difficult to move inside. They've got really good inside players, so I'm extremely proud of that. With 3 linemen down. But, you know, the heart of our football team shows up again, the culture of our program, the way those guys continue to fight. We willed it out. We busted coverage on the long pass there at the end. We need to stay in the middle of the field. We don't. The quarterback's able to buy time, get the ball down the field, and then we bow up and make a stop down there in the red zone. But we're a beat-up football team. The open week's coming at the right time. Rico Dowdle's got a fibula fracture exactly like Debo Samuel and Casey Crosby. It's absolutely amazing. I've never been around anything like this before. Chad Terrell's got a little bit of a sprained ankle. Other than that, we're just really beat up. Zach Bailey probably could have played in an emergency today, so he definitely will be up for our next ball game. Corey Helms will definitely be back for our next ball game. Malik Young, we feel like is going to be back for our next ball game. Terry Googer should be back for our next ball game. I'm uncertain on Chad right now, but I think it's probably just a 10 or 12-day thing. But Rico will be done for an extended time, so I hate that for that young man. It's the first time he's really been healthy these last 2 weeks, so getting him back was huge for us. But Juan Denson did a fantastic job of stepping in there. AJ made some tough runs. Tyson made some tough runs, so we had some guys step up. But again, I really, our guys continue to fight. It wasn't always good in the first half, especially on the defensive side of the ball. It's not very crisp in our tackling. It was a little, frustrated with that, but I think they had about 150 yards in the first quarter. They ended up with 250 and probably 80 of them in the last drive. So we took over the game in the second half, and I opened up pretty close.
So what did you tell your guys on the last series down there at the goal line? What were you telling them for the timeouts? What were you looking for?
Well, really, more than anything, we work a lot in the red zone as far as the pick routes and different things. They did a nice job trying to set up on the previous play where they only ran 2.5 seconds off the clock on the play, which is the first time I've ever seen that. But they did the fake pick and work back outside, and Rashad Fenton did a fantastic job, and Jamarcus worked himself in phase, and then they ran a pick on the goal line, which everybody does, and Chris Lamont made a fantastic play to work through it, stay locked in coverage. We got good pressure on the play, so it was I think a lot. You credit our players because we work a lot down there. They understand about the things that people are going to do to you down there. You credit our defensive staff, Tavares Robinson, Lance Thompson, Coleman Hutzler, Mike Peterson. Those guys do a fantastic job.
Well, what was the defensive adjustment? Were you going into the second quarter, so you guys just locked down on it?
I mean, the one stretch play to our sideline, I counted 6 missed tackles at the point of attack. Ball cuts back. They just circled the defense. I guess it was about a 40-yarder. John Kelly runs hard. He's a good player. He ran through jam on their sideline for about a 25-yarder. The quarterback extended a couple plays for him on third down, a couple plays on second down. There was nothing that schematically we looked at and thought, wow, we're getting beat here. We wanted to be a little firmer on our edges because we felt like it was more of an edge run game, and that was really about the only thing we really talked about defensively.
Will, what did you guys see in the second half that allowed you to suddenly start running the football?
Well, we felt like some of the divide zone stuff really worked well for us as far as dividing the flow. We cut the ball inside a good bit, and we made better cuts at the running back position. The RPOs were very effective for us, which I think loosened them up. I do think some of the shots early in the game loosened them up. Loosened them up outside to know that, hey, on the first play of the game, we're going to take a shot on them, and we're going to continue to do that. So those are things that we've got to continue to do. But again, our guys made it. We got to credit Kurt Roper and Eric Wolford and Bobby Bentley and Pat Washington and Brian McClendon. Those guys did a fantastic job at halftime. Not a whole lot was going good at the time. We get a 4th and 1 stop. They get a field goal really before half, and you go in there and we make some adjustments. And so I was really proud of how we responded.
Well, it was one of those offensive adjustments to start attacking the edges more so the middle of the
Yeah, we did get the rocket sweeps and those things. We've got to continue to tour, no doubt.
What's a win like this do going into the bye week? Second week in a row.
What's that?
All the big plays on defense for the second week.
We didn't get any turnovers, did we?
No, but sacks.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We got to get pressure. And Gene, we're having a hard time manufacturing a four-man rush. And we had a third down, was a really nice call by T-Rob. He brought field pressure. We got pressure off the edge to track the quarterback down. I do think we did get some good four-man rush as far as those things are concerned. He's mostly a one-read guy. If it's not there, he's going to pull it and run it. We saw that after the first series. So we needed to be able to leave a rat in the hole in a lot of situations to spy on him. We did that more than we've ever done. So, I mean, there were some things that I thought adjustment-wise we did do a nice job of in the game. But there's no question some momentum plays in the game that we were able to make was really a huge part of that.
Will, I know the official called it by the rule. Is it kind of a silly rule that it's not worth it?
We say it's about player safety. You know what? If a player decides he wants to stick his face in there without his helmet on, he's making his own judgment. That's what Will Muschamp would do. I'd stick my face in the fire every single time. And why you get penalized that is ridiculous. Now, if you're soft and you don't want to stick your face in there, that's your decision. But it ought to be the player's decision. It is a dumb rule. Thank you. You said it, I didn't. So I just second your opinion.
Parker White's long field goal.
Right.
How big was that to kind of get that long field goal? And then what about him the rest of the day?
Well, I thought he was outstanding. We had a bad snap, and whether it was able not to get it down, I don't know. We'll look at that. We've had a couple bad snaps on the field that we've got to work through. Ben's been very consistent, so he's certainly capable. But, you know, I think, you know, when you show confidence in a player, eventually they see it and they take ownership in it. And when you know they have the ability to eventually do the job, you know, that's part of what coaches do. And I had total confidence in him and all. And, you know, we get all mad when he misses one. It's a long season. And it certainly paid off for us today for him making those kicks. You got to show confidence in players. They're going to make some mistakes. So what? Now what mentality and move forward. And that's what our mentality has been with Parker, because he has the ability, and so does Alexander. They both have the ability. So we've got to continue to reinforce that. I mean, we don't want them to miss it, obviously, but those are things we've got to be able to continue to work through and show confidence in the players that we have confidence they're going to get the job done. If we feel like they have the ability to do it, we think in both situations they do.
Well, offensively on that last drive, it looked like AJ really missed a hole right there that probably would have been the first down. But yeah, it was just something.
I don't, you know, that I know the coaches all felt that way, but hey, he made a bunch of nice cuts. I like old 25 rolling up in there. He's going to run it up in there regardless of how much he weighs.
Coach, would you and the guys tell the players on that last time out, 4 seconds left, and then you see 1 second left? Did you have that covered as well too in the time? Okay, that's
no. We work a lot of in-the-game situations. We work in the red zone a bunch. You know, it's totally up to our guys in those situations, and I got a lot of confidence in our guys in those. You see what we did against NC State, another very good offensive football team, and then today. But that's all situation. That's all stuff you practice. We practice these things all the time, and they have, you know, you got to give our staff credit, but also our players tremendous credit for responding with their backs against the wall.
What'd you say to Butch after the game?
Taking a win like this and taking it into the bye week, how big is that going into?
It's a lot better than going in without a loss. So, you know, there's no question. As far as, you know, Butch is a good guy and a good football coach, and we wish him luck.
Anything to the fact that you're 6-0 against these guys? Is there a
No,
common
I don't
thread
know.
for you?
We've had some great games. I know that, and you know, so at the end of the day, we've been fortunate. We've made some plays here and there at the end for whatever reason. But they've got a great program, a historic program. You look at all the great coaches and great players that have come through here. They had a great crowd today. It's an awesome place to play.
Well, after the Texas A&M game, you talked about hitting the restart or refresh button. Now, after 2 wins, things are going so well during the bye week. What's going to be your message? Hit the replay button?
Get healthy. Protect our ankles.
What is the schedule for the bye week, especially with fall break working in there? When the guys get 2 days off?
Yeah, I'm gonna give them Sunday and Monday off, and we're gonna get back after Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then give them Friday and Saturday, and get back in Sunday. And so we need some time right now. We're over halfway through the season. We are, you know, not just from the standpoint of some of the guys we've lost. Long term, we've got a lot of nicks and bruises and some guys that need to get healthy in the open week. And we need to be smart with what we're doing. Preview some opponents we'll face down the road. We've got some really good football teams starting with Vanderbilt, Williams, Bryce coming up. So we've got to get back, get healthy, get on the road recruiting our coaches. We'll recruit Monday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll be out a good bit.
What has DJ Wonnum done over the past 2 weeks to elevate his game?
I don't know about the last 2 weeks. I think he's gotten more statistical stuff the last 2 weeks, but he's been playing really good football for us this year. Yes, I say he's a steady hand. I know we're going to get production out of number 8. I don't blink. I know what kind of production we're going to get out of him. He's a really good football player. He's one of the more intelligent players that I've ever been around as far as just understanding the game and getting the game. And he's a self-starter. I mean, there's not enough positive things I can really say about him.
Coach, did you see your team take any forward steps in being more consistent in any areas?
Well, you know, just over the last 2 weeks, the ability to run the football, to me, has been huge. And I think the ability to stop the run, because really, it wasn't being whipped at the point of attack, in my opinion, in the first half. We missed some tackles. We didn't leverage the ball. We did some very correctable things, in my opinion, early on that were very disappointing. But we responded in the second half the way we need to as far as stopping the run.
When you're in this game, did you feel like it was 2014 again in that 10-9 game? Bring back memory.
Yeah, the year 2014.
Oh yeah, the 10-9 game.
I was trying to go through the Rolodex there. There's been a lot of third downs since then. So, you know, it was a tight ball game, but I don't really recollect stuff like that. I mean, it's the end of the day, we're trying to do the things we need to do to win the game. We thought we could get the first down on the run there late, and we were really, you know, gashing them pretty good, and we felt like we could get the first down. We just didn't quite get it.
Is there anything to those
sacks? A season high in sacks. You mentioned DJ's play. Just what did you see from your D-line?
Again, I think that, you know, from a standpoint of being able to win in the one-on-ones, being better at the four-man rush than we were. It's the old saying of we're not where we want to be, but thank God we're not where we were. So we need to continue to improve.
Is there anything to those fibula injuries? Is it an equipment issue or just bad luck?
No, I think we just need to drink more milk.
What's allowed y'all to run the ball?
What's
allowed y'all to run the ball better these last couple of weeks?
Well, I just think, you know, we've gotten the 5 guys gelling together over a 3-week period that have been in there together. It's not been a shuffling of the deck. I do think the closest 2 units on your football team needs to be the offensive line and the secondary. The communication up front is critical. I think our offensive staff has done a really good job of narrowing down some things that we do extremely well, and we've lessened our scope as far as some of the things that we've tried to carry in a game. Our guys have gotten more repetitions in practice at the things we carry into the game, which I think, again, is a credit to our offensive staff.
With Tennessee making the quarterback switch midweek, how does preparing for an unheralded guy affect the preparation, or does that do that anything at all?
Well, you can't put a whole new offense in a week. So, you know, they ran their basic things, and obviously try to accentuate some of the things that he does well. He does have legs. He does have ability to escape, which he did several times against us today. But you know, those are things you adjust in game as far as some of the things that you're seeing.
What do you say about Scott Moore? He's all over the place.
Makes a bunch of plays. He's a really good player. He overcomes coaching a lot.
Will, with all the injuries that you've experienced over the season, do your second string and third string guys start to show you or give you confidence in them to have them in the game when it matters the most?
Well, if we put them on the field, they better play well. That's kind of our deal around here. So I've got a lot of confidence in the depth that we've been able to build. You know, as far as Debo Samuel and Casey Crosby and Bryson Allen Williams, I mean, those are extended injuries, and obviously Rico. But we're going to get Zach back. We're going to get Corey back. I mean, those are some injuries that everybody in the country is dealing with stuff like this. It's been unfortunate where we've been hit with some critical guys like Debo, like Bryson, like Casey. Now Rico, guys that are unfortunately long-term situations. That's unfortunate. But the high ankle sprains and getting dinged on the shoulder, I mean, those things happen.
Was there any particular reason you went to AJ as much as you did? I know Rico was hurt, but did you see something that you thought he could do?
We're just trying to keep fresh legs in the game. Tyson had gotten some bunch of carries right at 11, but they all seem to be within those 2 series of the third quarter. So we're trying to get fresh legs. Really proud of Lon Denson, came in and did some nice things.
Anything else for Coach? 2 players getting?
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, sir.